Hi, my name is Catherine Went with Syscon, and thanks for taking a moment of your time. Today I wanted to talk with you on a topic of Sage 100 Contractor for our construction clients. So if that's not you, thanks for checking in. We'll catch you next time. For the rest of you, I wanted to address a particular question. To delete or not to delete? That is the question. And my answer is don't delete. Now, I do know that there are a couple of exceptions to that. I totally understand. But too often I find that people are quick to delete information in Sage 100 Contractor without fully understanding the consequences of the decision. So I wanted to just touch on a few of the most common things that we get questions about, why you might want to reconsider this, and just give you some food for thought rather than quickly moving to let me delete this, I don't use it anymore, to think about the consequences of that decision, or if there's some other ways to get the data out of your way without losing that historical info. So some consequences. You have historical data in Sage over the last 2 months, 12 months, 24 months, however long you've been on the software. That data often includes things like your vendors, your clients, jobs, employees, cost codes. So when you delete a cost code that you're not using anymore, and it is part of other job information, recent job, an old job, that name goes away, but the cost code is still in that job. So now when you bring up a report, that cost code comes up, but there's no name next to it, so you have no idea what the topic was. Better than deleting it would be to mark it inactive. You won't see it on the list, you don't have to put it in your budgets, but you don't lose what it used to be back in those other jobs. Another common one is clients and vendors. So for clients, I definitely recommend you don't delete. If you delete a client, you lose the connection with the other jobs. Maybe you want to know over the life of that client, how much work did you do with them? What were those jobs? You delete that client, you delete the access to that information. Same thing with vendors. We have a vendor that we've used for probably 20 years. I know exactly how much money we've spent with that vendor, and I can call it up anytime I wish. I can also drill down to invoices and see what the price was for things that we've purchased in the past, and I can compare it to what we're being charged now. Gives me a little bit of leverage for that conversation. Another one is employees. So this one I see a lot. People are in a hurry to delete the employee. If that employee is in old data, the number will be there, but the name will be empty. Doesn't give you a lot of help when you're looking at old reports. And for those of you who reuse employee numbers, which I never recommend, you see that historical information and now it's a recent name and is not the person who was on that job or doing that work in the past. So don't reuse the employee numbers, and I recommend you don't delete them. Mark them inactive. Get them off the list when you're looking things up, and if you need them back, you can take them off the inactive at a future time. So those would be some of the reasons to at least think through the consequences of the data that you want to delete. Is there another option? Could you mark those inactive? And that feature is fairly new, a couple years now, and is available in many of these screens that I'm referencing right now. Before it was available, we actually had a little trick where we would put a bracket in front of the name of the job if we were closing it, and therefore we would still be able to find it quickly, put a bracket and the name, but it wasn't in the list when we were looking things up at any moment in time. So there's lots of ways to deal with your data. Before you push for the delete button, think about some other options, and if you have any questions, give us a call. We're happy to help with that. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.